Boa me na nenya me boa me. Oh ni ne no. Oh denche oh ni ne no. Ma fata oh eh. Oh ni ne no. Oh denche oh ni ne no. Exclusive. Boa me na nenya me boa me. Boa me na nenya me boa me. Oh ni ne no.
Right, obviously, we are Kwaba, about 1911 TV channel here, 1911 TV. About no subscribe now. Watch no different dance here. And of what I can only say, I'm pretty fast to folk. I saw you, but your piece there, a phobia home, and I have a Canadian Black Stars atato. Now, I have Bob and Sam, I know the Baba Sumone, and the 21st March video. Now, she video that message so being to was young. Watch your video, I'm in a social man. You see, you're not own subscribe here. No subscribe. We was as I don't know me. I don't want to say, but anytime maybe update piano. Osun sabe tmake no hu sempa di first folk asye eba hiberem e wo has transfer mu kakra sa na some coaches bi ya pam mo ebi so akosa contract coach be na akosa contract han ya pam no me the update no bro Black Stars so ensensem no so hiberem on say na eno na trend say player friend party say yama no kwan so betima akopiem Canada the etien say ye no kure ama ama no kwan so betima akopiem e ho nsem say di nchiremu no so bro na wo so hu the ekoso Sasuna, yes, Striker has a folk, pennon, who some kakao hide updating, but we need some maybe any above on idea. Abesuna before the best as a can for Europe Investment Limited amount as assembly, especially in Kansas City when you be a Guinea. The be able to us in a courts, unam courts, and a period, unam courts, what I say, not American for Europe investments. The Sas Manson be as Langard Bienua, I want in Sas, so as we do what latte Ayukuma, voter was as so Kofudia Cremonanum, or so the latest one become a breed in Sas Nibu a breed, and who John Tons as about Kumani Pamino, and different Tema, it was 0244449 2627 0244449 who are reaching up as WhatsApp now, that's what they got an episode friend. WhatsApp coin 0241 441135 frame timer non pass as man for dig maybe I also udi bia I was in them street e wo yense ni mu a on say enra na trendy say party afre de finally no yes mpenifo ni megwa koma ye ma ne kwan say obetuma akwa mu Canada no Black Stars ni akwa akosi kan first match no ya de obetuma esi kan na enra enke say ka say nukre bi ni mpenifo chance no omo anya ntumti party ya de obetuma akwa akopiem e won kan enti yenko na yenko ginchire mu kakra party Howard kosi ya mpenifo ama no sa akonya sonko nkopiem e Canada so we sport ana True Sporty TV ana ama yensa kan video ya ye checho Gary checho kwa fa so apate ni sentimi anka no woni na breakdown ni etimi ama mpacho video no wa kakra ba tibe nyanto bo asenya hwe video na wi a the other stories so etimi atoa so.
The expected did not happen. Thomas Partey will not be able to go to Canada for the Panama game or indeed any of the World Cup matches. In a hearing in Ottawa this morning, presided by Justice Roger Lafreniere, Thomas was represented by Makeda Bramwell and Sangeet Kurana, who unsuccessfully argued his case. What it means is that Ghana will be shorn of the midfielder's talent in the World Cup. It started with the Ministers' Council, that is the government of Canada, objecting to the late materials filed by Partey's legal team, arguing that they should not form part of the court's record due to their procedural timelines. Essentially, they said the order in which the things were filed did not follow procedure and so it should be struck out. The Justice Lafreniere appeared to agree with the Crown's concerns a bit, and so what it meant was that a late affidavit filed by Partey's team was rejected. That was the first strike, the first blow to Partey's team. Also, the judge asked Partey's counsel to provide case law supporting the request for the expedited treatment of the matter. In layman's terms, you want us to speed up this process, bring evidence that shows that this has been done before, okay? The court was clearly interested in whether the legal threshold for the urgent intervention had been met. So it wanted to check if by the law speeding up the process because the Black Stars want him to get entry permit today so he can play tomorrow. But that has been done before, basically. All right. Partey's lawyer then was given 25 minutes to begin the substantive argument, and these were the key points. There were 5 of them. One, in no particular order. One, that Thomas has pleaded not guilty in the UK, and so if he's not guilty, why are you punishing him for, being innocent at this time? Also, that Partey, because he's not been proven guilty, must get his day in court. The principle, he argued, of innocent until proven guilty means that you can't stop somebody's life when he has not been pronounced guilty. Also, a key thing, like I said in my preview, was that he argued that Thomas is not subject to a travel ban. In England and in Spain, nobody has stopped Thomas from traveling. So why do you then want to stop him from coming to your country for the World Cup? Also, Thomas's passport has not been seized. He can literally travel anywhere. That's according to his counsel. And 5th, he has previously been to the United States. And so the argument is that if he was good enough to go to the United States to play in the World Cup, then he is good enough to come to Canada as well, right? So Partey's counsel argued that pending criminal charges alone should not automatically prevent his travel. That the fact that, as we know, Canadian immigration law says if you have any criminal charges pending against you, then you can't travel to Canada. It should not be a reason why he should be prevented from coming here. He also suggested that Thomas is coming here for a specific reason. Everybody knows where he will be. If the Canadian system wants, they can put a check on Thomas and ensure that what he is coming to do will be upheld. Thomas's counsel also suggested that Canadian authorities could have simply imposed conditions on entry rather than an outright refusal, which is what I just said. So if Thomas comes into the country, you stop him from doing that and that and that. He goes to play his match, he gets out, and he's done, right? The court's attention now turned to disclosure. This was a central issue. It appeared to be whether Partey disclosed the existence of his UK criminal charges during his immigration and visa filing processes. On any country's filing processes, you were asked, have you been a subject of any criminal charges anywhere? It appears that this was a key thing. Partey's lawyers argued that portions of his visa application process were handled by third parties. Again, he says that portions of Thomas's visa application process were handled by third parties, all right? Now, her position was that Thomas should not necessarily be held personally responsible for any omission that may have occurred in the filling of the documents. And the Crown said no. In every serious jurisdiction in the world, once you append your signature to a document, it means then that you are taking responsibility for everything. So why are you telling us that somebody else signed part of Thomas's immigration files and so we shouldn't take it in? That doesn't work. Then the Justice Lafreniere asks a direct question. Is there evidence showing that Partey disclosed the charges in the UK? Is there evidence? The counsel responded that the actual application documents are not available to her team at that time. And so that was the response to that question. So the Minister's Council now took the floor because Thomas Partey's counsel was given 25 minutes. When it was done, the government's position focused heavily, I must say, on procedural compliance, which means that they were arguing to strike out Thomas Partey's entry application based on the procedural arguments that he didn't file his things well and so he did not follow Canadian law to the letter. And also they went on the tangent of disclosure obligations, that he did not disclose things he needed to disclose to the Canadian Crown in his documents. And also, thirdly, on the integrity of the information provided during the immigration process. All right. So the lawyer for the Crown argued that Thomas should not be given any preferential treatment because Thomas, whatever he's coming to do in the World Cup, is not more important than other things that other people are also going to do in the competition as well. It was after all that Judge Lafreniere said that he was going to go inside to get his arguments, and then he pronounced the judgment.
we sema Gary Smith the tuja alfa Thomas Partey the court sema na deny na man ko pimo Canada no nti no ye update free ba na Black Stars yenhwe enra yes omo final training mo ye no players no any coaches no omo timi shijama kakra na enjoy kakra na metro dwumede ni so we Black Stars players no omo technical team no omakabo makuchu he coach asa wasa ne de wansa kakarika ne de jamana ngasa na udima wasa na enra so na agbesi has for goalkeeper okaso Benjamin Asare ho a omo Black Stars no ye video abia na samojan ekopimo ne Black Stars players no esu jamana so agbesi ewebia ne niaje a yes ogine ni yehwe Solomon video na wo ye ne ndra no anytime you have so gonna be see wajire ni Black Stars bia na me age na me feel proud am no pa because abon ho modern yes abon ho modern ti Black Stars in sense am kakra yes akan ya e dey ma on pay ana etwegu no na yemwem e transfers ni mu a coaches no yes ye to players na ye to coaches ye to players na ye to coaches na obeka ya frempro manso ana ordinations e wi Ghana Premier League no aba nations eko PM e relegations is nations next season 2026-27 Ghana Premier League nya do mesi akan e Ghana Premier League ni mo omeko division 1 akwa akosi akan na mo nation ordinations age FA Cup eno benam so na nations akwa akopim Africa na ena enra ni e beto ja say frempro manso nations apamo no na wi mapamo ma je adwuma no efini semse nya do metimi no atwa so biem na de mete edi amete say possible so betima replace frempro manso nations e bibia yes equal according to planner former council coach Ubaka Watara yes mete Ubaka Watara din frempro manso replacement no nations no update amesaka medema yentu aso coaches essence no coach ana council supporters ni Dason ka has betime afano Christopher Ennin on makacho sen kolono akoso na positive for offer no dey anoording nti any say the I say positive no ana obekọ akosi na kan so wakọ na adwuma na enra enumre yes bibia dan deal Christopher Ennin assign contract ama positive enra enwume wa sign we a wa twetwe pictures ni na no ene yes pictures no betimi asha say e pa bonte wa complete ni deal okwa positive 2026 27 Ghana Premier League ni Christopher yes we dey sako check contact ase ama positive no ye update kakere fi oba me dey ema enra me catch yourself so folk enya sign striker from Liberia. Ramsey, yes, Ramsey on the screen is no. Now they make sense has any bibia has any bibia no I can say official signing because the man delay has band transfer ban almost any say yami aduma penifo be frɛ ene dey ebia results no be ba na say the benefit be decide your court no be ba mo ready say e ba na so mutues kan nkwan de mo betua eno enam so a mo ne boy na di nkoma wi a mo say ban no betime so ban if you want ma we like so be first signing ama kaso folk a team nje no ye update kaka mesaka me de ma ye to ye nsem ne to a how the folk players no say ya break mo mo fie omo hwe sempen fo be from on say the other time me catch you say na date on be resume enya mai ne mum the me chen sempen fo communicate am omo say nya me aduma 30th of this month and on be resume yes on be sa ehia na ma prepare for season adom onim no enu sa time no number fo fa coach obeba abaye aduma no amaso folk team the players no resume nya me aduma on the 30th now the attendance say on say house of players no before some make ofe na penifo de omoka ye de omoka 4 months munie they make sense enra yes penifo mo platform so update am o maka cho mo say penifo tua 2 months on say me kaka cho say penifo betua o metua 2 months me di kaka ndadada ansakwa na sa story ba enti penifo confirm me story am be no say o metua 2 months enra they make sense o metua 2 months eno ma communicate ache players na o mo platform so acho mo say tua bi aka 2 months na di aka no penifo ebe hete this month end dia o mo de ebe ka ba ko no ho na tese o ma complete 4 months nji 2 months wa o sanka o de no efiti ene ekoi ene kusi fiala no yes wa wo ekubank de ene ya ko betime nya alert wo phone so mo other banks no fiti nyambo a by Friday de na obi ansa kan sika kama na wo de enjoy the holidays na wo enjoy no ansa no maboabo mo ho do money achim back wo team no camp ento no update am saka no paya me de ma busan fensia na yekoso ye di team na chi de beto fom bia na eba de ba beso mo Black Stars sensem no de bia so de ba abeso no hu de koso nti yenhia next video ni fa mo update no check ese no enkomo bibia Mr. Brightwood executive producer check ese enkomo Mr. Yes Nanedu international Nanedu Samna boy yes Samna boy Nanedu Spank na Samna boy ana Nanedu wase kropon side one yes wase kropon side one Nanedu check ese empa enkomo hello kwaku UK Mr. Ibrahim so UK Pepra Wilson Ghana here yes say executive producer mama yes Pepra Ghana ha yes untumi ana oye adwuma ono say wono obeje has atum ase won so ebe has ni ti nana so obrekum en check ese nkomo bi ntie fensi yeshia next video for more updates emro yakra bibia
Exclusive.